Happy Mother's Day, guys, and welcome to the Book and Movie channel. Welcome back if you subscribe. I talk books and movies, what's the same and what's different. Sometimes video games apply. And if that's your thing, I upload once a week and take requests, so please subscribe and turn on all notifications. And this week's upload caps off the Haiku King's request for The Expanse. We are at the sixth and final season, and the sixth book, called Babylon's Ashes, is not the final book. We'll get to that soon. Both Season 6 and Babylon's Ashes deal with the aftermath of the Free Navy's attack on Earth. The crew of the Rossi is all back together with a few new faces. And hey, it looks like Earth, Mars, and the Belt are finally united. And it really had to come to this for that to come to pass. There are some political changes of hands and some changes of roles between characters in major events, such as in the book, Holden is the uniting force between Earth, Mars, and the Belt. And he forms the Transport Union, all without becoming the president. That job goes to Michio. In the show, all this back-breaking negotiating effort was done by Ava Sarala, as some of her final accomplishments in her role as Secretary General before she passes the reins. Also, Earth is just in shambles. 15 billion people dead, and the ecosystem is trashed. This is in the book. In the show, we see a brief visit made by Amos Burton, which is how the short story about him, called The Churn, is woven in. You see, he was not born Amos Burton. That's the name of the cartel kingpin. It's Mother's Day. I'm a little goofy. You have to forgive me. So I might butcher some of these pronunciations. Oh well. Anyway, the central kingpin who trafficked him back when he was a child of the streets, named Timothy. And he was convinced to kill the real Amos Burton by a member of said cartel who was turning on him. He then stole his identity and used it as his ticket to bigger and better things, as we've seen so far. And speaking of the short stories, the events from Strange Dogs, another one that really stuck in my memory, makes an appearance here. And in Strange Dogs, a family on Laconia whose little girl approaches some of their local wildlife as a potential pet. And this animal looks exactly like the mental image that the description in the book paints for you. But her efforts in the book to make this animal her pet go very heartbreakingly wrong when what she feeds this creature makes it sick. And it makes this short story like the only hard lesson for a child in the entire show. And as for our baddie, Marco Inaros, some of his maneuvers are different from book to show. In Babylon's Ashes, he raids the resource stores on Ceres. In the show, he drops bombs in true terrorist fashion. The results, are the same. And Philip still defects on him just the same. Other than a few other switcheroos between characters in this event, and that from book to show, that's pretty much it for Season 6 of The Expanse and Babylon's Ashes. But wait, the show may be over, but there's 3 more books that deserve some airtime. So to keep the time spent here within reason, we're going to ludicrous speed. Okay, book 7. I'm gonna butcher these titles like crazy. Persepolis Rising. I hope I got that right. Hope. I don't think I did. 30 years have passed since Babylon's Ashes, and now the Laconian colonists are mad and rising up. Book 8. Tiamat's Wrath. I know I got that wrong. And a suspense builder with the crew of the Rossis separated. Amos and Holden are in different places on Laconia as tensions rise, and Naomi is in a shipping container. And they will all come back together as the stuff hits the fan in the 9th and final book, Leviathan's Fall, which opens up in a laboratory as a doctor oversees his human experiments. This can't end on a high note, and the Laconian Empire is no more, but mostly Leviathan Falls is just the completion of character arcs. Naomi takes over the resistance, and Amos survives protomolecule infection. We are also introduced to Elena Tanaka, but being the last major player to arrive to the story makes getting to know her kind of a hollow endeavor. And now that concludes all of The Expanse. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment, smash the like button, share, all that good stuff that keeps me alive. Check out my sponsor, and come back and see me next week for Dead Poets Society.